Hello and welcome to episode 24 of ghostgalknitspodcas. I'm Ghost, also known as Sarah. So, lots to show. I have gone through the project bags, which I have 3 of. I've gone through them. I've found projects that I worked a little bit, but ultimately they're going to get frogged and turned into something else, probably a granny square blanket, just for my... They're either going to get frogged and turned into a granny square blanket or a V-stitch. I do have enough yarn to make the V-stitch blanket for the Burnett Home Bundle yarn, for that one, with Caron Cakes. It's the same crochet size. I just have a little extra yarn, which is fine by me. So, that's how that is going. As you can probably guess, I'm still in my pajamas because it's only 9:45 in the morning. And when I was looking at the weather, it was going to cloud up, so I really wanted to do this podcast while I still had amazing lighting. As you can tell, I have amazing lighting because I actually look normal today compared to some of my other podcasts. So I'm going to be trying to do podcasts in the morning when the sun is over here or behind me. Although it does blow out the window, you don't really need to see the scenery. So, let's get rolling. So, what I'm going to start with is, I started this last summer. This is called Herringbone. So, this is using 2 balls of ombre. I'm still on the first ball. Stay. Sometimes the balls like to move. So, this is the Herringbone Scarf. Color's blowing out just a little bit. Okay. Because this is much more of a teal than a blue. So color's being blown out a little. I still have yet to get around to fixing my camera or figuring out if I can put color. I haven't gotten around to it. So this is the herringbone shawl. It's only... There we go. It's not that... It's going to be long, but this way it's rather short. And yes, I know, it's not supposed to do that. It's just my tensions. That's all. By the time I get halfway through, it'll even itself out. I've learned that. Because I still have some tension issues I'm working through. But my tensions have gotten way better. Like, much better. And this is stored in this project bag, which is high in fiber, low in calories. It's a really cute one. I've also added another blanket to the project list. I just haven't figured out what year I'm going to do it yet. If I'm going to do it in 2021 or 2022. I'm leaning more towards 2022 because I don't want to base my... I'll get into it in a little bit more here, due to the fact that it's just been... It's called a temperature blanket, and I don't want to base my temperature guide off of this year due to it was a really strange year. We barely got any snow. And at least so. I just kind of don't want to base it off this year. If next year goes good, I'll do it in 2022. If not, it's on the project list for some point in time. So next is the mini loom. I know, you guys have not seen this on the podcast in at least 5 episodes, I want to say. Maybe since last year. Yeah, I can still use the last year excuse for some of this stuff. So, don't mind any bings you hear off my computer. I forgot to do some stuff like shut off, put myself on Do Not Disturb. But anyways, So this is the gray. This is the last color of it. Yeah, that's a better representation. That's coming along nicely. Getting closer to done. So this scarf, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. I'll put it in the finished objects bin. I'll ask around, see if anyone wants it. If no one does, I will put it up for sale. And if I do this again, which I probably will, knowing me, I will just get, I'll get some more, I'll get brighter colors. But then again, actually, I probably won't do this again, because once I use up all the yarn from Hobby Lobby I have, I'm not planning on using Hobby Lobby yarn for anything or buying from them anytime soon. Just because they did some stuff during this thing that I really, really did not agree with. So, I will not be supporting them for a while. Maybe in a few years I'll start supporting them again. But right now I will not be. And this is housed in this project bag, which is super cute. I'm actually going to be, I'll probably get some fabric and have my mom make me some project bags. Free of charge. Easier. But we're actually waiting for my grandmother's sewing machine to arrive because hers kinda has an issue where the feeder feet are not feeding, basically, and we're not getting stitches. So something happened down in the mechanics of it. So as soon as the stuff's over and the sewing repair shops are open, we will be taking her machine over. Because, yeah. Yeah. And I'm also got some hot cocoa because it's still morning. I'm still waking up. So that's how that's going. Always keep paper towels around. You never know when you need them, literally. So, next. This scarf is getting closer to done. So, as last time I showed you, we were just before the next color section. I've put a few rows on. So when I was looking at this, I saw here, right here, somehow that went a little funky in that section. I don't know how, but it did. So what I think I'm going to do is aggressively block it when it's done. I just have to get some blocking mats because, yeah, those come in handy. But I think I'll probably just get the, the big puzzle pieces that you can get like Ocean State Job Lot and places like that. I think I might just get those for ease of use. And plus with getting those, I can do bigger projects on them. I do not block blankets though. No. I will not block blankets because they are just too big. So next is my shawl. I know you haven't seen this in a while either. I think last time I showed it, I just gone through the sea of blue. So my shawl is getting bigger. So this is one of those. I probably will end up blocking it. type deals. If not, I will wash it and hang it to dry. Maybe. 9 gigabyte updates for Paladins? Really? Don't mind me. I got my Xbox on and updates. Why the heck is a 9 gigabyte? When we get a new... I'll have to look that up later. Don't remind me to. So, this I will probably guarantee block to open up the stitches and make it a lot more drapey. This one I'm using a size 3 DK weight yarn. I do have another size 3 shawl that has to get made. That one is my mom's. It's been living in the shawl bag. So I still have to make mom's shawl, which will be fun. And then I have a size, hang on one moment. As I do not remember what size shawl, what size yarn I got. It's stated in the last, okay, here we go. Order details. Okay, it's a willow summer braid. But I think it's like size 2 or something. So if I remember correctly, it took a 3 something hook. I think it's a 2-ply, that I know. So it's the same as the Afghan yarns, which I just conveniently happen to have a Hirschner's catalog. I just got this in the mail the other day. I haven't fully looked through it yet. Okay, so yeah, I was right. It's a size 2 fine yarn. Is an E4 hook. At least for this yarn, it might. Let's see, an E4 hook. E4. I'm bound to have it. Nope, that's enough. 5. G6, so this has to be E4. So this is an E4 hook. This is 3.5 millimeters. I can work with it. So that will be fun. But when I don't know if I'll do the shawl at 3.5 or if I'll up it to 3.75. I'll probably up it just for ease of tension. Itchy eye. Don't mind me. I haven't really been taking allergy medicine, so yeah, stuff's happening. So I'll probably up it a little just because I know when I go to do the blanket, I'm definitely going to be upping the size to at least a 4 millimeter, which, if you're wondering, yes, I have. It's this one right here. I'll probably up the size to 4 millimeter just for ease of use. If I'm upping just so I have an easier time with the starting chain, and I don't know. But it would also be good for me to get used to working with smaller hooks, because the size hooks I'm used to working with are 5 and 5.5 millimeter. Those are my 2 favorite hooks. So okay. Next, And yes, we are getting closer to finished objects, which is only one, but you can guess what it is. So, next we have, so this is a blanket I'm making my mom on one of my looms. This is how much yarn I got left. I haven't really been working this because it's going to be really, really warm the next couple of days. So blankets are not going to be getting worked unless they're cotton, which I happen to have one of. So that's happening. But this is coming along great. I still have 3 more balls after this one to do. But this is soft. It's a little stiffer than the last blanket I made on this loom, which was a pet blanket. This yarn's a little stiffer. It's not as thin as the pet blanket was, so fingers crossed it'll still be a good length, which I think it will be. I still got quite a bit of yarn here to go, even though if you look at the right spots, like here, you can see the stitch and win thingy-bob. So, and no, I do not enter the stitch and win because I don't like paying full price for the yarns. They charge normal price, which is $10 for a ball. I'd much rather wait until they go on 50% or 75% off. Because I usually buy 4 balls if I like the yarns. This year, and don't mind my phone. This year's yarns, they weren't the best selection. I have seen better selection yarns. So, now, okay. We are almost done with scarves, and then we're going to get into crocheted blankets. So, next scarf is this one. This is what I'm making Mum. I put a few rows on it since the last time you guys saw it. Oops. And it looks like I forgot to push down the stitches on the thing. Give me a second. Or we end up with a nasty set of knots here. Or, okay, there we go. So this is in Iris and I think blue lavender are the colors. I will tell you guys better the colors once I get to the center of the balls. No, this is definitely Iris. This I think is blue lavender. Again, once I get to the center, I'll be able to tell you better. So, this is coming along nicely. I put a few rows on it last night. And then next scarf is this one, which as you can tell has obvious gained a little length here. Because last time I was just before the white bit when I showed it to you. So one color repeat. I haven't been working this as much as I should. Why is it? Why? Every time I podcast or live stream, my nose just acts up. I don't get it. So I haven't really been working this. Most of my projects I have not worked while I was doing my blanket. So I'm getting caught up on a lot of things. So as the warmer weather comes, I'll be doing primarily scarves. Because, yeah. So, this is another blanket I'm working. Whoops. Don't mind the ends galore. No, this is not done. No, this is not going to be just a square. It's not going to be a bunch of squares pieced together because I don't know how to piece them together yet. And I don't want to because this is a blanket for a friend. I'll work on square piecing together at a later date when I, again, want to use up more scrap yarn because I'm always going to have scrap yarn, it seems. Anyways, so this is for my friend Ginger Ale. These just so happen to be her stream colors. So, I got some gripes about this. The first one being this white yarn. I hate this yarn. I hate it. So, here's the white yarn. I hate this stuff. So much that I'm considering ordering in a ball of white Super Saver. Just so I can actually work this blanket. Now, the white yarn is it's so stiff. It's not like flowy. I mean, it's not really, it barely has any stretch to it. So, it is stiff. Bit of a pain to work with. And if you're wondering, so we have medium purple, white, and spring green. Some of these, the purple and the green may seem familiar to you because of one of the hats I have in the shop. Those are the same colors. I had 2 balls. I had balls left unused, so I started a blanket. Next blanket. So this is a cotton blanket I'm working. This is with a Caron Cotton Cake, which is a cotton acrylic blend. This is how it's looking. It's a self-striper. So that saves me a lot of ends to weave in. So far, I just have the one end. Oh, my nose, why? So I'm going to go to the end of the cake and see how big it is. I have 2 more cakes that I was originally planning on adding to this, but depending on how big this ends up, I probably won't. Here's the cake. This is called Sunset Dreams, and there's 530 yards in a cake, which is why I'm debating whether or not to add more or just do those 2 as separate. I do have it in my book as putting them all together, but I might not, depending on how big it ends up. Although, those are also a good candidate for a corner-to-corner blanket, which I do plan on learning, just not right in this second. I have a lot of stuff going. So, now we're getting into finished objects. Oh, actually, I forgot to grab a yarn. Hang on. There we go. And got the last yarn. I forgot to grab one extra yarn I added, which, as you can tell, is almost done. I have to still wind it. I'll probably either, I don't know if I'll wind it into a cake or a bowl, based on how much is left, a cake, because it's going to be quicker, easier, but that's also going to equal cats coming to help. I'll figure it out. So, okay, I am not unfolding this, so this is the blanket. It has been washed and dried, so that's why. So the stitches have opened up a little bit, which gave it a little, which I kind of knew was going to do on me, is open up. Because, as you can see with the unwashed blanket, how the stitches seem a little tight and not too well put together. I know, ends galore. Where on this, they seem a little more open. So, okay. I didn't really tell you guys about the border because it was a last minute thought. So for the border, I did 3 rounds of single crochet, and I think it looks absolutely amazing. I was going to go do it 4, but when I showed my mom, she agreed 3 was enough. So. And also, yarns hold smells, by the way. Because that still smells fresh and clean. And it's been sitting in my room for a couple of days since I finished it. Okay, now to what I had left of yarn. So, this is what I had left of pink. Which was mostly what I had left of is pink. I got 2 good sized balls. So, these will go into other projects. Like another scrap blanket I have. This is what I had left of the belladonna. But to be fair, I could have used 4 balls. I definitely could have used 4 balls of this. I just made it at the end of this. I had a white ready to go. So, this is what I had left of the gray. Not bad. I used up almost all 3 balls. And this is what I had left of Easter basket. Which, not bad either. I used, which I think I had like a skein and a half of. Because this was a jumbo ball of yarn, which was 500 and something. I have misplaced stuff, so yeah. So now, these can go into the scrap bin. Well, actually, not these. These are too small for the scrap bin. So those will live on my desk until I find a jar of some sort to keep them in. So I'm going to end the podcast here. I'm heading back to normalish time, about half an hour, depending on how much I talk to and other stuff. And until next time, happy crafting, happy crochet, have a good life.